Hi, I'm going to read you something because I haven't memorized it, although it came from here. So, thank you for your grace as I am learning to memorize something. And if you know me, you know that memorization is not my strong suit. Direct channel totally is. So, welcome. Welcome to the news of the now. I'm Jane, reporting at you with the forces that are impacting your life. So, take a breath and presence with me. So I believe that the body's a technology and that reality is currently being shaped by our thoughts, words, and actions every time. And I'm here as a guide and mirror, and I work with the body's intelligence and share from that, as well as sharing from the 4 foundational frequencies of love, acceptance, compassion, and creativity. These 4 foundational frequencies are the living codes that restore coherence to humanity. So this is your invitation. To remember your unique path here on Earth and in this infinite living web that we're in, and to choose to be an active participant. So if you're ready for what's alive in the field, I need to remind you that we are eternal, that although there tends to be a trend toward a feeling of rushing and urgency, that when we settle into the remembrance that we are eternal in nature, that there becomes a shift. That shift creates the reality that you probably would rather live in. Now, I'm not saying if there's like a burning building that you don't want to rush in there. I mean, hello, but like generally speaking with what's happening on the earth plane, that there's a sense of urgency. There's, for many of us, has been a sense of urgency in many realms. For me personally, I've had a sense of urgency to share so much that I have been seeing for the past almost decade now. And what happened was when I started to, I was exiled in my own reality. It's so funny how the shadows are playing out, because it's like the darkness is covering my mouth. And that is very reflective of a reality that I lived, where I started to speak truth, and it wasn't very well received. Now, I'll say for myself that I was speaking not necessarily from an integrated or relaxed nervous system. And so I will take that on my own accord to be accountable for, because that changes the way anything is delivered. When we remember that we're eternal in nature, we're eternal forever. There's a certain type of a relaxation and surrender that occurs in the nervous system. Nervous system is a big buzzword right now. I know it's 2 words. It's a big buzz right now because people are actually understanding that the nervous system plays an important part of the way life is experienced. It lends to the body opening up and experiencing more joy and pleasure and ecstasy and all the good vibes that we really want to feel. But if our nervous system is arrested, tense, we're still in a trauma response of flight, fight, freeze, fawn, fuck it, whatever they are, we don't think clearly because our nervous system is arrested. The distorted nervous system a contracted nervous system, a nervous system that's been on hypervigilance and like always on guard, creates the inability to think clearly. It changes the hormone levels in the entire body, and it changes the way the neural pathways in the brain can fully fire and function and create linear messages that go into like the frontal lobe, where we can actually have like foresight. I'll say that, like a higher perspective. So what happens is we typically will then run in the reptilian brain. Now, just knowing that, I kind of really see how most of our culture is running on an arrested nervous system right now, because there's a sense of urgency, like they have to have it all right now, or they don't want to get caught. And so there's a fear, right? There are different ways that dysregulated nervous systems show up. Oftentimes, it comes in harm of self and harm of others. It comes in deflecting and an inability to self-reflect. It comes with a defense mechanism that looks like pushing away other people's ideas and perspectives, help, even truth, positivity, all types of things. And what I've noticed also is that when the nervous system is arrested for so long, so if say someone had a really messed up childhood, or even a marginally messed up childhood that wasn't ever consoled or soothed or held or anything like that, then that nervous system of that child would have gotten into this arrested state, and then they stay hypervigilant their whole entire life so that they can feel safe enough, on guard. So they don't even know that their nervous system is arrested. They don't have a point of reference. And oftentimes when the nervous system does start to open up, relax, feel soothed, then there's usually a really big emotional response, because the body is starting to release the energy that it's been holding on. And typically in the body, that's going to come out as an emotional experience, like a lot of tears, a lot of crying, who knows what. It's a lot. So the reminder, first of all, the noting of like, yo, how much of my life was my nervous system hijacked? For me personally, a long time. And it would open up in certain areas. And I would have moments of like, this is great, I can be open and surrender. But for me, it usually came through the lens of like a substance, like alcohol or drugs or something like that. A relationship. There would be something outside of myself that I relied on to give myself the feeling of like, okay, now I can relax. Relationships, you name it. And so it's just common. Okay, it's just really common. Even in the beings who are doing like harmful things in the world, they may seem like they have everything because they are the bajillionaires of whatever. So their nervous system is going to be hijacked because their soul isn't running the show. So they have manipulated and reasoned out from the frontal lobe why they should listen to the reptilian brain, the lower brainstem, which is more instinctual, it's more primal. More evolved humans move actually out of that reptilian brain and into not only the frontal lobe, but a balanced hemispherical conversation in the brain. It's like, and I'm not saying that primal beings are not with soul. However, when it is a conscious choice to override the higher mind That's overriding the third eye, the pineal gland, which when that is divinely running, it's going to be very deeply rooted and connected to the heart chakra. So when there's a conscious choice to override it, to reason out why I do what I do, then what that does is it creates like an inverted loop of energy in the way someone thinks and acts and speaks. That inversion is the inverted reality that we've been living in. So when people talk about we live in an inversion, that's what it is. It shows itself out in the field of humanity in a myriad of ways. But the inversion is the higher mind reasons out why the brainstem is allowed to behave in the heinous manners that it is. What does this have to do with living forever? That we can breathe. We can presence again into this now moment. When we do that over and over again on repetition, eventually our nervous system will start to catch up. And yeah, add other modalities, please, of support and healing and nervous system, all that, please. But without presence and breath, the nervous system will not shift. You can do all of this practice and all of that practice and all of this type of therapy ever. But if one is unable to center into themselves and into the present moment and to come back into their breath, because when we do that, we remember that it's just now. It's just now. Okay, it's just now. Come into it's just now. Then whatever I was thinking or doing or whatever reality that my brainstem, my reptilian brain, that primal like it's a part. It's dumb. I say that because I just see how it's being played out in a field. Anyway, but then what happens is this front part of the brain lights up. And because it does that, when we work on hemispheric co-communication, then we come up with inspiration, because we've just filled with spirit, same word in most countries and lineages of words. But then we come up with like really good solutions and ideas and creative things to start to create a new system, create a new reality. But we cannot do that if we are running on fear. We can't do that if we're running away from. We can't do that if we are overreacting. And please, by no means, think that I am saying that the situations on earth don't deserve an overreaction. What I'm saying is that the reaction needs to be a response from an internal alignment, because that internal alignment in me and in you and in everyone else, although it's going to be extremely individuated and unique in their own way, is going to all harmonize. We'll have like spiritual gifts come online, meaning we'll be able to know where to go, know where to be, telepathy. We get a knowing and a calling. We just show up like it. We have an inner guidance that our mind can't wrap itself around, and yet we show up to wherever, whatever. And we are met with support. We're met with someone that's interested. We're met with someone that has something for us. We're met with opportunities. This is the way the quantum field works. And I'm adding the co-creative process with a reflection of like what is actually happening in the field right now, the world stage, so that we can see what's impacting our life and coming into the present moment as much as possible, doing nervous system mitigation work. Period. I don't care who you are or how great you are. We're all connected. So I am feeling my nervous system like I'm continually relaxing it and relaxing it and relaxing and opening and surrendering and opening and surrendering, instead of reacting with I knew this all along and you all are just now and nobody listened to me, and like all of like that energy. And even when I tap into it, like everything contracted. Even my voice contracted. I wasn't dropped down. I wasn't dropped down into my depths from which I've been speaking. So presencing is important because we are forever beings. So that means that we have plenty of time to create anew. We have plenty of time to learn. And I'm not saying to waste time and put it off on a shelf. What I'm saying is that time, in the way that we've been taught, will start to distort and will move into a now timeline, which will be more reflective of the cycles of life itself, because we are life itself. So my deepest request is, when you notice your nervous system has reached max capacity, even if you cannot leave the situation that your nervous system is being maxed out in, pause, take a breath, close your eyes if you can, just deepen into your own heart and remind yourself that it's only now, it's only now, it's only now. You can also look around and just see your space. Just see your space. Let your body know that it in that now moment is safe. So that may mean like, okay, I have a roof over my head in this right now moment. Okay, I have a roof over, I have enough water left in my cup. Okay, so I'm not going to go thirsty right now. So in this right now moment, I'm okay. You know, you can hold yourself, you can touch yourself, you can tap and bring yourself back into the body, and you can give yourself affirmations and say things like, I am safe, I am present, I am love, I am loved, whatever you need to say. These are just tidbits. There's a bajillion different things to do. But my point specifically is to get present with the now. Please. It's all that there is. Eternal nows. Now after now, after now, after now, forever. We don't need to live an eternity of nows with a hijacked nervous system due to the way we've been brought up, our current situation, and what we're being fed with the images and truths that happen when the veil is lifted. So this is the news of the now. There are more episodes coming. Until then, that's a wrap from the living web. And remember that God is here and you are a part of it. So take that into your life. So thanks for joining me in the eternal now with all the lines and stuff on my face. I'm grateful for the sunshine. Anyway, see you in another now.